Hello, hello. Welcome to RamGoatAstrology. I'm Laura Lee.
And I'm Helena. Hi, everyone.
January.
Yeah,
Wrapping up.
it is. Rapidly wrapping up. Now recording on the 28th of January. Yes. I mean, I feel like we did 2 episodes on January because we did one transit, and then the last episode we released was like sort of surviving January, like like a check-in, because January has been lots of transits, 22 transits. And that's not counting the ingresses.
Right.
So that's a lot.
And that's
a lot.
just the transits in the sky with them like talking to each other now. That's not how that's affecting your natal chart and your specific stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like they're doing their own dance, but then as they're dancing, they bump into your planets and your energies.
Yeah. You might be doing another dance and then you're like interrupted by these guys. We're finally, time is time. We are recording February transits, and this month doesn't have as many transits. It looks a little bit lighter on the transit side. Yeah.
And things are moving forward now, starting to go forward.
Things are starting to go forward. Yeah.
Always feels better. Always.
Yes.
So I have an idea. If you're open, you want to hear it?
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have my Astro Star Code Oracle cards. Should I pull one
Yeah.
and see what it says for the month of February?
Yes. Okay. Yes. We did this for December, did we? Or was it? No, maybe
November.
It was longer ago.
It was longer.
It was November. And then we drew Scorpio. No, Pluto. Was Pluto or Scorpio?
Now I have to go back and watch because now I don't remember, but I know it was one of them.
I think we drew Scorpio and it was Scorpio season, so that was pretty funny.
Yes. All right. So what's our February energy? What do we need to know? That one popped out immediately. All right. Oh, 11th house, community.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking Uranus. I was thinking this is some Uranus stuff that's going to come up.
Chuckled at it. 11th house, community. So the card is 2 hands working together. One's on one side of an art piece and one's on another side of an art piece, and they're like it almost feels like they're sewing. They're not, but it almost feels like they're sewing something back and forth and very interesting kind of working together.
Okay.
And they're different color hands. One's a black hand, one's a tan hand. 11th house is our theme for February. Well, that makes sense because as we're recording it today, we have a lot of Aquarian energy today and with some conjunctions. And then February is the whole first half. Most of February is Aquarius energy.
It's still Aquarius. Yeah, exactly. Both with the sun and Mercury. And
so the card says if your chart were a village map, the 11th house would be the community center with rooms for small meetings and great gatherings, also serving the town council or state senate. The 11th house is a place to meet old friends and make new ones, and a place to work as a team, share a song, and collaborate for the common good. It includes all our collective experiences, meetings, circles, protest marches, group meditations, sobriety meetings, social gatherings, teamwork. So this action is look for the answer to your question among your social circles, spiritual circles, and work connections. Enjoy your posse. Enjoy your peeps.
Nice.
Let's keep that in mind as we read the transits. This is a really interesting card to pull.
Yeah.
So 11th house. What do we start off with this month? What happens?
So we start on February 1st with a Venus in Pisces conjunct to Neptune in Pisces. Yeah. I mean, Venus, this is as romantic as it gets.
It is.
Like Venus, like just romance. And Neptune is also like that super, Neptune just loves to get like sucked up in like a dream about someone,
illusion, imagination,
in an illusion.
These two and it's late degree Pisces, so it's mature Pisces. Man, this is like Valentine's came early on February 1st. This is getting lost in your feelings in your relationship and but don't be delusional
Yeah.
about your relationships either, right? Like,
No, exactly. Like that, there's a fine line there. I think this is a great day to, like around this time, it's great to tap into your creativity, to your intuition, to friendships and to like lovers, and just hang out
mhm,
and don't plan stuff, just like flow together. But
mm,
if you're gonna be talking about values, or if you're meeting someone for the first time, like there could also be that illusion there. So be a little bit careful of, like,
mhm,
this is not the day where you have those big conversations about like future things, because
right.
things might look a little foggy. Like it might not be what it looks like on
This
this
is
day either.
a good point to make is that Venus is also representative of our money system on this planet and our
Exactly.
monies.
Yeah.
So like Helena said, there's going to be a fog there that you can't see kind of what to invest in. So this would be a day that I would not invest in
No,
anything.
no.
This is like one of those stock market days of just like don't be, you know, it's like pulling the wool over your eyes, right? That metaphor. This is a day where you can definitely be swindled out of money. Be careful for this energy. It feels like gambling would not be recommended this day. Do not buy a lotto ticket this day.
Stay away from like earthly things. Like just
Yeah,
just be in the, like,
yeah,
in the dream. Like it, don't do anything that requires a lot of materialistic stuff.
mm-hmm.
Just hang out, roll around in the grass, go into the ocean, you know, like
Yeah,
enjoy each other, have fun, dance. Or if you're on, alone, you could also be like, your intuition can be very heightened on this day.
yes,
And maybe like your self-worth, maybe you realize something about yourself. And but yeah, not so much materialistic and like earthbound stuff. More
yes.
so
More
the esoteric.
artistic flow. This would be a great day for you to be like manifesting creative ideas or bringing creative ideas into, your value system and thinking about how you can make that creative idea into a money making thing, but not doing anything with it other than like
Mm,
capturing it on paper or something, right?
yeah,
Start the month with this dreamy futuristic energy.
don't take a bank loan.
Yep. Nope. Don't be signing any
No.
paperwork on February 1st. And it's a Saturday, so that's good. But this is a day to just imagine,
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah.
And
So that's how we start.
if you
Mm.
meet somebody on this day, I feel like I have to go back to our little card we pulled. Check with your friends to make sure that this person you met is not. Neptune can be very delusional,
Oh
and
yeah.
it can create this illusion of what they want you to see. It doesn't feel like this would be a long lasting relationship if you met somebody on this day.
Mm.
It feels like there might be some things that are hidden in the
Yeah,
fog, right? So
yeah.
check with your peeps on your 11th house
Good idea.
peeps
Yes, yes.
before you go on that second date if you meet somebody, right?
Yeah.
So what happens after the first? What's going on in our next transit?
So the next one is on February 3rd. Then we have Mercury in Aquarius trying to Jupiter in Gemini. So this is just Mercury, as you know, moves super fast and does so many transits every month because it's just going so fast, and it goes back and forth sometimes too, even.
You could do a whole
Um,
podcast just on Mercury transits.
yeah, yeah,
Easily.
yeah. So we might not dive too much into these Mercury transits because they are just very quick. But I mean, Mercury trine Jupiter,
That's a good one.
Aquarius, Gemini. This sounds like a day is going to be like lots of communication. Like
Mm.
words is going to travel fast, and I feel like the news, it would be like one of those days when you
Yep.
hear about politicians having said many many things.
Yep. Something's going to happen over the weekend, right? Someone's going to
Yeah.
do something that make a deal on Saturday when you shouldn't be, right? They're going to do
Hmm.
the earthly things because heaven forbid the government could just be quiet for a day.
Hmm.
But they'll do that. And then on Monday, the news will just be all over the place of like
Yeah, all over.
whatever just happened, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because Jupiter expands everything.
I
So
can see
yeah,
that.
big news.
Yep.
Probably February
Yep.
3rd.
And that's a Monday. So be ready for movement, right? Mercury in Aquarius and then Jupiter in Gemini with that air. I was just outside today cutting our plum trees, and it was fairly decent out. It was about 38 degrees Fahrenheit, but it was so windy, and the wind was angry wind, and you could hear it like really blow in from like really high altitude, really high up, and you could hear it like push down. And I was out there all by myself, no headphones or anything. I just play with the dogs and throw sticks and whatever. And I could hear this intense wind, and it would blow my barn and blow the house, and you could hear things creaking, and I could hear in my body like, ooh, she's angry today.
Oh.
Like I can feel that energy inside of me. But man, that intense wind, if anyone has ever been out with really intense wind, you know how frustrating and irritating it can feel. Monday the 3rd can feel almost irritating information wise.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen on the weekend, but it's going to be bombarding us on Monday.
Yes. And also on Monday, Venus enters Aries. So we have Venus going into a fire sign. So with this big news also comes a big love for sort of being seen and like taking the lead in something. So whatever this news is, I think it's gonna have it's gonna spread fast.
Yes,
because it's Aries.
Yeah, that transit is literally air, and then fire.
Yeah.
I'm chuckling because again, like I get this energy because it's me, but like not everybody handles me well. It's very intense to have Venus in the sign of what I want. I want to do that. And Aries doesn't typically care too much about if someone tells them no. So again, spending money, this feels government, like the government's going to be spending money on things that they want, right? Or maybe your partner's spending money on things they want, and you might cause heated conflicts in relationships, right? If we don't have healthy communication, that young Aries energy can be very feisty. Venus can soften it, but still, she's the planet of values. And when the planet of values enters the sign of heat, and my needs, screw y'all later. This could be a really interesting first Monday of the month.
Yeah, let's see what happens. And I mean, Venus in Aries is also, I feel like, on a more personal note, I think there's going to be a lot more movement. People are going to be like more fired up and like feeling ready to like this is the shift, because because the day after, Jupiter actually moves direct in Gemini, and Jupiter has been retrograde for a really long time, and is now on February 4th and moving direct in Gemini. So Venus enters Aries, Jupiter direct in Gemini the day after. It just feels like a lot of fast movement.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of movement.
Yeah, almost like a kid who's running too fast and trips over their own feet, right?
A little like that.
Land
like
on your face
along the way.
Yeah, it's an interesting energy with the Mercury Jupiter trine, very easy energy, and then with our mind, and then that same day our values shifts into this intense fiery sign, and then the next day the giant expansive planet Jupiter goes forward again, which lots of movement the first couple days of February here.
Yes.
I feel like we should grab our popcorn and our drink and watch the show. It should be interesting. Grab your homies, your 11th house people, and go do your activist stuff, because there's going to be things to be active about.
No, but honestly, like we said on our last episode, 2025 there is a lot of change coming, and this is, I mean, it's already started, and it's you can see it continuing here. You can see it here with these transits. Like, okay, let's see what happens. But you can see that there will be movement.
What I'm seeing, if we kind of zoom out and pause the transits just for a second, just to kind of put us all in perspective, when I zoom out, and I see the things that are in my forehead that I see. I wish everybody could just climb in my head and watch the movie with me. It'd be way easier than explaining it, but here we are. When I see what's been happening on this like global scale, we've got a lot going on. And it really started in 2020 when Saturn moved into Aquarius. Like that was really like the kickoff of the shakeup, right? Because I think people don't realize how big Saturn is. Like we always talk about Jupiter being the biggest planet. That's cool, but Saturn's still quite large, and he's fairly close as far as our planetary connections are. And that planet going into Aquarius and shaking up, I think, was the kickoff to then really start to alter people's foundation, right? If you think of Saturn as the architect or the engineer, he started to really alter the blueprints of how our society is built. And then he left, went into Pisces, created some illusion, delusion, like what's truth, what's not, what's reality, what's not, when AI came about, right? And now Pluto has moved into Aquarius. We've been there for a little bit now. We've had some flavor, and now all of the other planets are starting to march through. So we're getting this like intense shakeup that really started in 2020, and none of us, I don't think our nervous systems have recovered from 2020.
No, it hasn't. And also with Uranus moving into Taurus, and that happened, was it 2019 or 2020?
2018, yeah.
It was 2018.
Late 2018. But remember, Taurus is slow, so it took a while to get going.
Yeah, and Taurus is stability, and like Taurus rules finances and all of these things, and food. So we've seen a lot of change within like systems of food and how people are more aware now that the food we eat is. I just get surprised every day. I see like, oh, this food contains those poisons that are illegal in many countries. Great. Okay.
Wonderful. Yep.
Amazing. And so we've had so much around that, and we also had, I mean, COVID and everything that brought, and also like a economy crisis after that, electricity crisis. All of these things are either they're Uranian or Taurian, all of these themes.
Yeah.
And all of them has been destabilizing. And like you said, our nervous systems have been pretty blown for years. And no, we have not come back after that. In fact, we are very, I think that like humanity as a whole right now is, we have a very thin layer to like cracking.
Yes.
Because I feel it's cracking like easier now, like
girl.
crying, like feeling like I'm overwhelmed, burned out, and I feel like that's humanity. And now I hope that, I mean, okay, we're here. There's so much stuff going on, so much stuff that has been going on for years, but I think now people are starting to come back into their bodies and realizing like, okay, this is gonna keep happening, and we just need to look after each other and do, take care of this vessel and this mind.
Well, and you're seeing it so much more with, I mean, how many now meditation apps are there? How many mindfulness practices are like, it's normal. And I remember hearing this about 4 years ago, and they said the next big thing is mindfulness and meditation. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago I heard it, and they're like, that is the next big thing, because our nervous systems were not designed to handle the kind of stress that we live under. And as a society, we have to reset our foundation, which is the way our body gets signals. And it's happening everywhere, which is, a lot of what we're doing. You and I are educating people on how astrology works, so that A, we can understand it more and, more in depth and keep talking about it. And B, we can help other people understand themselves, the transits, so that they can manage their freaking nervous system. Like, that's really what we're doing. We're contributing in the way we know how, which is helping people read the planets and figure out, write down in their calendar, don't spend money today, avoid husband today, right? Whatever it is, helping people to manage their own energetic signature and their own selves. So that's how we're contributing to this intense energy. And we're doing it with our weird 11th house energy, right? Working through the internet and creating community in our weird little corner of the internet, right? With our little podcast.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that this Aquarius season kind of lights up all of this activity of Aquarius energy we've had with Saturn and
Yeah.
Pluto and Uranus and Taurus. So if everybody's feeling that, just take a breath because it's okay. This is what we need. We need to feel overstimulated because it's basically, I guess the analogy I've been giving in readings lately is like your electrical panel that's like in your house that where all the electricity goes to is old and it's for old wiring. And we have to wire ourselves in a new way and get new wiring. So it's like you have to have an electrician come to your home and get a brand new panel with more fuse boxes and all of the different wiring is hooked up in different color coded ways and it's healthier. And the circuitry going in is equal to the circuitry going out and things are labeled and organized. We have to get to that point where we get an upgrade in our electrical system. But it's really challenging when our government is tasering us every second. So, you know, we're working on it. Everybody's doing the best they can. But my advice is to breathe and manage you, right? Keep managing yourself and what you can do to contribute in a healthy, positive way, whether that's raising tiny humans or whether that's, you know, working with the elderly or what. I don't care what you do, just manage yourself in the best way possible and do your beautiful energy the best way possible. Because this is, I think, really, really the key to the whole Aquarian energy is manage your nervous system in your weird, unique way.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah.
It's a lot though,
well
guys.
Said. Well
it's
said.
A lot. That's Jupiter and going direct in Gemini for you. Let's give you a big dose of information. Here you go.
Yes.
That happens on February 4th. And we are all going to want a lot more information, but Gemini is two-sided. So again, we're focusing on government because let's face it, we're all recognizing that is crashing. So we might be told one thing when it's actually another thing, right? That Gemini energy.
Yeah.
Always check your sources. Always check who's paid for the study. Follow the money trail.
Yeah, always follow the money.
So, all right, so what's next?
On February 7th, Venus in Aries will form a sextile to Pluto in Aquarius. This is an interesting one because then, I mean, Venus and Pluto, I love that in a sextile. Then we have Venus in Aries sextile Pluto in Aquarius. The only thing I'm seeing here is sort of like someone fighting for their rights.
Yes.
You know, Venus in Aries is really bold, fighting for your, you know, your values, being bold about your values. And then Pluto in Aquarius, that is just bringing change in humanity and in a new way. And mix those things together. That is what I see.
This feels to me like okay, people, listen up. If you have been planning to create a non-for-profit organization that helps this group of struggling people or helps this group of, you know, underprivileged, whatever, this day, do it.
Yeah.
February 7th, Friday, February 7th. This is the day to take action on a positive intention, a positive thing that will help all of your humanitarian stuff, the 11th house stuff. So get with your homies, get the board of directors going, get your paperwork filed, like do this. February 7th is a great day to take really big action with community and making change.
Yes. This is the day. This is the day when you take that bank loan for whatever organization you're starting.
Not on the first.
No.
Maybe on the first you get all the rest of the downloads. Maybe you have an idea, but the first is when they really start to solidify. And throughout the week, you take that action and you start like doing your paperwork and getting your people. And maybe on the 7th is when you get the, you know, the name of the organization online or something, whatever. February 7th, mark the day by doing something big, by filing that paperwork or, you know,
be bold.
Doing something where it's like, oh, I bought the website name, or this is the name we're going with, whatever it is. That's the like starting day of what you've been working on.
it's really like, being bold about transformation
Yeah.
and change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm.
February 9th, we have two transits. We have a Sun and Mercury conjunction in Aquarius.
Mhm.
And we also have Mars, who's still retrograde in Cancer, forming a trine to Saturn in Pisces. So a water trine between Mars and Saturn, and a Sun Mercury
Mm.
conjunction in
Mm.
Aquarius. So
I've
lots of air, lots of water.
yeah, lots of it feels like a lot of movement, right? This would
Mm,
be if I'm thinking of it in real life, this would be like a really wavy beach day, like where the ocean's got a lot of waves on it. The air is moving strong, the water's moving strong, but not like stormy. It doesn't feel stormy. It just feels active. So again, if you started something on the 7th and you got your homies together and you guys are doing something, meet
mm,
up on the 9th and have a meeting and do teamwork. Mars having a lovely conversation with Saturn. This is when you get your spreadsheet going. This is when you send emails. This is when you like create the foundational blueprint, right? When
mm,
you actually take action and draw all the blueprints and how this is going to go. And
mm.
oh, that feels lovely. And of course, with the Aquarius sun and Mercury, like Aquarius, it's that just feels so teamwork together with our brain and our
Yeah.
identity
Yes.
together.
I mean, whenever the Sun and Mercury is conjunct, having our identity and like our mind like in the same place at the exact same degree with the
Wonderful.
same focus,
Same
then you
focus.
can, and that's it. Like you can really focus on your like what your core self
Mhm.
wants, where your light is shining, sort of
And with
thing.
with Mars in Cancer, this is energy of caretaking, nurturing, healing, mothering, parenting, whoever, whatever
Mm,
that looks like. And then Saturn in Pisces is compassion for all, right? How can we work all together? Is there another organization that's doing something similar and maybe we can connect,
mm,
right? Maybe we
mm-hmm.
can make this bigger. Maybe we have a Sweden branch and a Wisconsin branch, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And it's interesting because Mars is this is a retrograde Mars talking to Saturn, and so I have a feeling that this trine, um, because for me, yes, Saturn is that how you mature and how you do that in a Piscean way, which is about compassion and trying to understand each other and not having to be the person who's right. Maybe you just have to
right.
be the person who makes something work instead. And Mars and Cancer going backwards, I feel like that could be backtracking through things, and you're like, oh, I used to do those things in that way and that didn't really work out, so maybe I'm going to try something new here,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep. Yep. And with Mars and Cancer, I feel like maybe I would have been a little bit more harsh at the way I took action. And now I'm going to soften, right? The Cancer
Mm,
energy can soften the way Mars takes action. Maybe you would have been real bold and pushy, but now maybe you take a more feminine approach and be like, hey, does this feel good to you? Does this role feel good? Or is there a different role you see yourself playing instead of here's your job, right? Take a more feminine approach to it as well with that Cancer energy. So I don't know. I just really like February 9th. I'm gonna put that one on my calendar.
mm.
Like do something.
Enjoy life this day.
Yes. That's also the day of the Super Bowl. I don't know if you're into football,
Oh,
but it's a Super Bowl day. So it's a big deal in like America. Not me, but
yeah,
most
no,
of
I'm
America.
not into American football at all, actually. I don't think I've ever watched a game.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Interesting. It's fun. Don't
Yeah,
apologize to me. I'm just not a sports gal in general,
yeah,
so that's fine. But I'm just noted somebody I saw a commercial the other day. So
yeah, but it is a big day. I mean, there's lots of people watching that and following it.
yeah, I mean, just
Oh, interesting. So that's a Super Bowl day.
the amount of
Hmm.
money that exchanges hands with like with
Oh, so,
commercials and stuff, right?
yes, and
And
Super Bowl is when there's also always like huge artists.
yes,
So I'm gonna predict something because Mars
predict
is
it. I
going.
want to hear.
Yeah, I feel like there will be like a some sort of political statement from
Yes.
the artist,
Oh, I'm
or
sure.
maybe from a team play, like someone in playing
Oh,
football,
yes.
because Mars in Cancer is very patriotic.
Well, and of course,
Uh,
the Sun Mercury conjunction that day, too.
yeah, yeah,
I make a statement. I got to speak my truth. I need to
yeah,
communicate.
yeah.
Oh, I'm curious now. where's
Yes.
my Where's my
So
popcorn?
yeah, I have a feeling. I think that there will be some sort of like stance, political.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, and then the next day, February 10th, so this is Monday, Mercury is in Aquarius and it's square to Uranus in Taurus. So this could
Discombobulated.
this good word.
You
Good
taught me
word.
that.
I love that word. Yes. Discombobulate things. Oh, yes. So it could have been some, embarrassing thing you said, or it could have been a big thing at the Super Bowl, right? Mercury in Aquarius square to Uranus and Taurus. I think it'll, again, the next day, the news will be a flood with uh, information in that happened on the weekend, but like more intensely, right? Not that that doesn't happen now, but this one just gonna feels like it's a little rough.
Yeah, a bit of a headache,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a fast one. Just don't try and make everything work today, because this is square between where your mind is at, and how your brain functions, and Uranus, who is just sort of electrocuting your mind sometimes,
Yeah. And your
and
nervous
brings new
system.
things in. Yeah,
Yeah.
shoots your nerves. So this day is definitely like put in your calendar something like, it's okay to not be perfect, or like it's okay if everything, like
Yeah.
don't expect too much.
It's okay to not send the text today, or not respond today, or not send the
Yeah,
email today. It's okay to not communicate today if you don't feel like you can communicate clearly.
yeah,
If your nervous system is not okay and you're triggered by this person and you know that you're going to say something you're going to regret, do not say something.
exactly. No, no, no. It's okay to not give 100% today. Like,
Yeah.
and every day it's okay to not give 100%, but today, extra reminder to like, it's fine. It's a day.
Yeah.
It's also a day in a life, you know?
Yep. Yeah, and it's a Monday, so we'll just call that one a Monday. It's the middle.
Yeah.
It's the middle Monday in February. It's okay. Take a
Yes.
day.
Yeah.
So the 11th, this is a special day for me. This is when my Saffron was born. We call her Sassafras.
Oh,
Um,
sassafras.
yeah, this is when
Oh,
Saffron was born, February 11th. So this day, the sun is in Aquarius, of course, and it's square to Uranus still. But it's such a lovely day for us because it's the day that I had this daughter with 7 planets in Aquarius. I still can't even get over that.
yep.
And then, and it was when I really came out of my own closet as my own weirdo, right? Like you can't give birth to somebody with that many planets in Aquarius and not be like forced into your authenticity as well. Like you have to,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
she shook up my world in so many ways, and she stimulated my nervous system in so many ways. Like I felt like I was being prodded like with a cattle prod all the time, until I finally got into my track of like who I am and what I do, and now I love everything about what I'm rocking. But it's interesting to have these Aquarius people in your life. So if you've got some Aquarians in your life, give them a high five, thank them for their authenticity and weirdness, and because they bring that out in the rest of us as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a little shout out to my little weirdo.
Yay. But also, I mean, for you guys, that's great. Sun square Uranus is a little bit, I would say, a step beyond the Mercury
It
square
is.
Uranus. It's a little bit heavier, because now it's your, it's the sun. It's the main focus. It's like vitality square to this nervous system, fucker upper, and this is also like could be some sort of power struggle.
Yep.
Like not the same as when it's having to do with Pluto, but like this could be a day when you get in a fight because you just want to be right and you just want to do something opposite of the person that you're talking to. And it might be your boss and you just want to say no.
Right.
Just for the reason of saying no and going against everyone.
Right.
And that's never really a good idea to say no just because. So this day is write down something like take lots of deep breaths. Remember to like put your alarm on every hour
if your
to sit down and
vitality
breathe.
if your vitality is having a difficult conversation with your nervous system, I feel like there's this inner push pull of like, I should be doing something. But like your nervous system, again, the circuitry of your body is not wired properly anymore. We need an upgrade as a society and as an individual. We all need our circuitry upgraded. So we have to recognize on days like this, February 11th, that our vitality is like, hey, we got to go. We should do something, take action, meet with our people. But our nervous system is spent because we've been meeting with our people. We're exhausted meeting with our people. Like we've been there, done that. And now we need to take a couple days to recover. So I feel like that's kind of what this is going to look like. Is the 7th is great, lots of energy. The 8th and 9th, lots of energy. And then like by the time we get into the 10th and 11th, we're like, okay, well, that was a lot of transformation already. That was a lot of intense energy already from the first week. And we will need a day to just recharge. But there'll be this push-pull energy within us, or I feel like I should, but I'm not. And I feel like I should, but I'm not. And for a lot of people, this can look like anxiety.
Yes.
I feel like this shows up with anxiety. And then people take this personal and they go, oh, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do anything? I'm lazy or whatever, fill in the blank. In reality, you're just in tune with the energy of the cosmos, and you're feeling this internal struggle of your body needs a rest, your mind needs a rest, your nervous system. And I'm not talking sit and stare in front of Netflix. I'm talking like intentional rest where you journal, you meditate, you take a bath, like focused rest, not mind numbing, not just checking out, but like tuning in is a difference. February 11th is a great day to do that. So if you have to work that day, take it easy and then do things that are calm for your nervous system. And I think that's funny. You said, don't just say no just to say no. That's the definition of my daughter. Just no. Just cause.
Yeah.
And
when I'm looking at this week, I am seeing that this week is going to be a lot because we already had a lot with this weekend, and I think there's going to be something on the Super Bowl, not like something terrible, but I think there'll be a statement that's going to catapult like just lots of like media stuff and newspaper stuff, and then we have these squares, and then we have a full moon in Leo.
Yes. Interesting.
The day after, so on the 12th of February, we have full moon in Leo, and Leo loves to Leo wants to be seen, and full moons are all about getting the emotions on the outside. So this would be a very extroverted full moon, or how would you
dramatic full moon with a flare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So people are gonna be like showing their emotions, showing what they thought of whatever's been going on lately in the world, on the news, in media.
Yeah. It could be a very passionate full moon as well. For those of us who are managing well and managing our nervous system well. If that's you, high five. It's not me, although I like to pretend I'm managing it well. This could be a great day of pleasure and passion. But I think with the way we're living in the times that we're in, this may show up a little bit more in the dramatic fashion and in the again, it feels like political look at me kind of things, right? Like political moves, bold moves, daring moves by politicians or people with a lot of money that like to use it in unhealthy ways, right? whatever we call those people. It again is really interesting, highlighting people's. I think the full moon, right? The sun is on one side of the universe, and then the moon is on the other side of our universe. And by our universe, I mean our little Earth, being on Earth, and it's highlighting the brightest of people's ego, right? So we might see a lot of emotional ego come out. This could be where people roar to just because they're not feeling heard and they want to have their ego heard, or oh man, this is gonna be a dramatic one. I just keep seeing so much drama.
Yeah, I think the best way to manage this yourself is to get creative, because that's what really Leo is about also.
Get your hobby out.
Express your creativity and like that inner child. So turn off the news and just like, plop yourself down the floor and make an art mess or something.
Yes, that's a great way to deal with that. I love that. Yeah, get your scissors and construction paper out and start gluing some stuff together.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, but that's try to focus on more creative outlets and maybe fun energy. Yeah, that feels nice. So then we have a break, and then the 14th, Valentine's Day, our planet of our mind is entering Pisces. Mercury is going into Pisces.
Yeah,
that feels aligned. I like that.
Me too. I need to get my charger for my computer. Sorry.
That's
Keep
fine.
going.
It feels like Mercury in Pisces feels like it's the mind starts to get into that romantic energy. Pisces can be a very romantic sign, very imaginative, very good at like maybe planning a nice date where we just flow from one experience to the next. Dancing. I actually told my husband, I was like, hey, this is on a Friday this year. We usually do date nights on Friday. I was like, maybe we could go dancing. We never go out for Valentine's Day. We're not really Valentine's kind of people, but I was like, oh, I would love to go out dancing. That feels like a Mercury and Pisces energy.
It is.
It
is. I like that. Yeah, Pisces can also be that I just, just because I'm thinking about the land, like the world right now. Pisces can sometimes have you like not really see things clearly. So with Mercury here, there might be like communications. I don't know, like if news is going to be even more foggy, like not really seeing the truth.
I think so.
Or thinking that we're seeing the truth and it's not the truth. So that's also something to consider. Even more so.
I think we'll have more issues with some apps and things like that, whether this app is allowed or this app is right, like that kind of stuff. Like almost censorship, but not. Right? There's it's like like you said, where the media is controlling things and what they want us to see. And Mercury and Pisces is an interesting time frame, that's for sure.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I think I heard someone the other day say that now Instagram has taken away the possibility to do a live. I'm not sure if that's true or if that was just for like a couple of hours or something, but I feel like there's lots of these things happening, like for a couple of hours something will shut off, or then it's back on, or then something disappears.
Yep. Or I can see where the ability to do lives might be taken down, because that would be you can't censor what people say as easily, right? So
yeah,
curious about that. So then the 18th is when the sun enters into Pisces. So we will start to feel the sunshine on this gentleness, this compassionate energy. This is where we start to really be able to kind of soothe all of the chaos that we just felt from Aquarius. Soothe. Take a shower. Right. Really get into that empathetic energy. Really start to see what is your fellow, what is your 11th house people? What do your homies need? What do your peeps need? Where is the energy that you can be more compassionate and put more energy into that with your community?
Yeah. I love Pisces season. I do remember how I usually am during this season, and all I want to do is sleep. Like this, I really hope that we all, as a people on this planet, get some rest because in Pisces, like Pisces is the last zodiac of the zodiac wheel, and it's the one where opposite, like Aries is the first one, full of activity and fire, and then Pisces is sort of the end, so it's where we're supposed to rest before we go into new life again with Aries. So this is really the dream state, the being like a seed deep into the soil, getting ready to sprout, like not really sprouting, but sort of in there, being in this cocoon. Like this is cocoon time.
Mm-hmm.
We need this. We need to cocoon. I hope that we get to cocoon because we need it. If you don't cocoon during Pisces season, no, we have to.
Right. It's important. I think it's really important.
This is the time you go inwards. You just, yes.
So what I'm doing for my Pisces energy, because it's at the top of my chart, it's in my 10th house. Halfway into my 10th house is Aquarius and then Pisces. So this is where I'm really supposed to lean into for my purpose and my contribution to society. And last January, I got a download, and it was to start a new program, a new project. And I'm super excited about it because it felt like it just flowed so beautifully and was very Piscean the way it happened. I think the idea came actually during, I want to say during Pisces season. It must have been February. And I have just so much excitement because we're launching it right now, and we're starting to accept people into this 1-year program. But we're basically in Pisces season is when we're really going to be doing a lot of our marketing and our advertising and whatnot to really onboard people into the program. But we're essentially teaching people. It's called Journey to the Soul. And it's Journey to the Soul.love if anyone's interested. But Journey to the Soul is a book project, but it's also a personal development course. So we're taking people and taking women and teaching them how to go into their Piscean energy and find their inside voice and really listen to their intuition and find what that looks like for them, and then go back in time in their life and find when that happened and when they did listen to their intuition, and then write a story. So then it's going to be a writing program where we teach people how to write and develop their story and write the story about that intuitive time that happened in their life where they listened to the inner ping. And even though it didn't make sense to anybody else, and this is the story that happened, and then we're going to publish the book and put that out there in the world. And my job is to use my 11th house Sun and Mercury in Pisces here, and Sun in Aries, to help people put their voice, specifically women, into the world. Right? There's been millennia where women's voices have not been published. Their stories haven't been told, especially their woo-woo stories, their spiritual stories, their witchy stories. We've been burned for that. And now I'm here to help teach and guide and facilitate women to embrace that, bring it up and listen to it even more, and then put it out there to be left for history. So that 200 years from now, there are women's voices that are actually published with this information, and it's not just lost to time and space and never to be heard. So that's what I'm doing this Pisces season.
Oh my God, I had no idea you were doing this.
Yes.
This sounds amazing.
Yeah. So the program starts at the spring equinox, of course, Aries season. So we're launching the 1-year program starting in Aries, but we're doing our networking and stuff throughout Pisces season. And everything about me is feeling like the right people are going to come. No problem. Like the whole development of this has been in flow. The ladies I'm working with have all been in flow. It's just been, for lack of a better word, magical and divine.
Yeah.
Like really, that's really it. And so I know that the people who need this program they'll be on it. Yeah, I'm in, right? So I'm really, really excited for Pisces because it feels really aligned with what we're doing and the energy of everything that's happening out there for us to, like you said, get some sleep and get some self-care and really learn how to listen to our inner light, you know?
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm
I know.
excited too. Wow,
So
that
yeah,
does sound magical.
it is. It is. So I'm really excited to use this Pisces season. And February is the end of February is exciting because not only do we have that going on, but then we've got Ceres, the planet of self care, which I love talking about in readings. She goes into Pisces on the 23rd. So it feels
Mm,
very aligned with like, hey, it's time to do your self care by literally sitting quietly and listening to your inner self and
yeah,
finding that inner creative muse and stoking her and pulling her up and out of you. So it's
yeah.
so aligned.
And then Mars
Yeah.
going direct in Cancer on the 23rd as well.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Holy moly, nicey, nicey. I mean, yeah, Mars, the planet of action, wanting to move forward, has been moving backwards for so long.
Yeah.
And it started the backwards journey when it was in Leo, and it moved all the way back into Cancer.
How annoying. I'm in this fun fire sign, bold fire sign, and Mars
Yeah,
is like, yeah.
yeah,
And then it's like, back it up.
yes,
Beep,
yes, yes, yes.
beep.
Yeah.
How annoying. And then he had to go get all wet. It's like taking this lion and
Mm.
dragging him backwards with his nails scratching on the floor, and you go and throw him in the bathtub.
Yeah, and that's pretty interesting because it feels like a lot of things have been going backwards globally lately, also with
You
Mars in
bet.
Cancer. Yeah, and I say a lot that Mars in Cancer is like patriotic, but what I mean mostly is that Cancer is your home.
Yeah.
So whatever you define as your home, you're going to be very protective over it. Like
Correct.
Mars is very protective of its home, whether that is your physical space of just your home, or your country, or your group of people, or whatever it means to you, you
Right.
know.
Right.
But yeah, it's many things have been going backwards, it feels like. So I'm wondering what's going to happen now when it starts moving direct in Cancer.
Shall be interesting. Get
Interesting.
your
Yeah.
popcorn. Pull up a seat with your homies in your 11th house
Mm.
community. Watch the show.
Oh my God. I'm so happy I'm doing this with you because otherwise I would get like dragged into a really negative space sometimes watching this.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Thank
I
you, Laura.
I've had a lot but I've had a lot of clients reach out to me recently and they're
Yeah.
really nervous about what's going on. And I'm like, listen,
Mm.
we have to get worse before we get better. It has to. You got to pull that
Yeah.
slingshot back really far. You got to pull the bow
Mm.
and arrow back really far in order to get enough momentum to launch the change we need to launch. And let's
Mm.
face it, it's been 248 years since the last major change here. So
Yeah,
it's time.
exactly. And now you're talking about, for those who don't understand that, what you said is Pluto being back on the same degree in Aquarius as it was when America became independent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we fought against King George and independence of what all the taxation and stuff. So
Mm.
we got to have that energy built up before we can have the revolution for real.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's okay, everybody. Breathe, breathe through it. I've had 5 pregnancies and 5 births. Just breathe through it, man. It's intense.
Mm.
We got this.
Mm. Thank you, Laura. You can be
Change
my
doesn't
life
feel
doula.
good. Change does not feel good, but it does end up pretty cool afterwards.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right, so we got a couple more
Good.
things. What else is happening after Mars goes direct?
Well, then we have two little Mercury things. Mercury conjunct Saturn in Pisces, and then Mercury sextile Uranus in Taurus on the 25th and 27th. So your mind will first be with
Stuck.
Saturn, stuck with Saturn in Pisces, thinking about like, what are my goals? What do I need to do to mature? Something needs to happen. Maybe you start thinking about everything that you're doing wrong. Who
Yep.
knows?
It could be also I like to think of using Saturn and Mercury together. It could be recognizing especially in Pisces, recognizing where are the leaks in your boat, your mental leaks. right? Finding all the leaks and cracks that need to be filled. Where have you been wasting your mental energy? Have you been checking out in reels too many times in Instagram or Facebook or whatever?
Yeah.
Are there things you want to be doing but you're not doing, like play piano or learn a language, right? Where is your mental capacity leaking out? And that Saturn conjunction can help you check the foundation, check all the cracks.
Yeah.
It's like an inspector. You hire the inspector to come and figure out why your brain isn't functioning the way you would like it to, and he can come and help you figure out where you're wasting your damn time, right? Maybe the 25th is a great day to check your screen time and really look at how much screen time you're spending on certain apps.
Yeah.
All right. So then we have that other little Mercury is sextile to Uranus. So that's a nice intellectual one on the 27th.
Yeah, a little stimulation for the brain.
Yep. And then the last major one is the 27th. We have a new moon in Pisces. So that is a Thursday. Yeah. So if you want to do a new moon ceremony or, do some kind of ritual, whatever you want to do to reset, this is a great day to do this. Reset your intentions, do some art, write some song lyrics, take a bath. Oh my gosh. What's a good way for you to use this new moon in Pisces energy?
Yeah, I feel like you said reset.
Yeah.
I think that's a great word. I feel like we have been coming from January, who has been a lot, then moving into February, where this, life keeps lifing, and things are happening within us and globally outside of us. And this new moon in Pisces is really just a perfect opportunity for us to chill. Yes. And just to take a pause, a moment, and do some introspective work, but also like manifest for a more, or like for finding your center. Yeah. For the rest of the year, pretty much. Yeah. After this, we're heading into eclipse season. Retrograde season is coming up after. So this new moon in Pisces, I feel like, is a great opportunity to just really check in with yourself, really find, maybe write down like some things that you need to get back to yourself, to your core, to when you're feeling stressed, how do you self-soothe, or how do you navigate all the different things that you need to do in life? How do you come back to the breath? I keep,
every time you suggest something or like ask those questions, I keep seeing myself sewing or painting, or like it's my art. It's the creative, like the no rules. It's just whatever I create is what I create. I don't know what I'm making. I'm just making a thing. I love just creating whatever. Yeah. That's really where I reset. So make sure you guys know that. Make sure you check into yourself, like Helena said, and figure out what your specific needs are, because this is going to be the start of right after this it's an active Aries season. Let's put it that way. I already know this because I've checked ahead. It's a very active Aries season with Saturn and Neptune and all kinds of stuff moving into Aries. And take this 27th and the 28th and just take those 2 days and breathe, pull some cards, meditate, listen to music, take a bath, go for a walk, take good care of everything about yourself and your needs, because we're gonna enter March and it's gonna get rocking and rolling. I promise you.
Yeah, and that is important work, because if you do that, then later when you find yourself in a situation that is very stressful and you feel triggered, then you have that in your back pocket. Yes, you have that moment that you had on this new moon that you can go back to within yourself.
100%. Yeah. And back to our card we pulled at the beginning, your 11th house community, right? Focus on your community, reach out to your community, look for the answer to your questions among your social circles, spiritual circles, and work circles. Be with your posse. And I think for us, most of us, we're finding a new community, right? Whether that's you coming out to the Aquarian Acres and joining our disc golf community, or our spiritual wellness community, or Cosmic Mama Collective, or joining our Patreon community. However, whatever your community is, you're getting involved in. We're all, I think, joining new communities because we all feel this collective urge to take action on making things better, right? Whether that's your new non-for-profit you're creating, or one you're joining, or whatever. We all need that sense of belonging and feeling like we're doing something to leave our society a better place. So good luck, everybody, with February. I wish you the best.
We will be fine. Yes. We will be fine.
Yes, we will.
But listen to this again and put everything in your calendar.
Yes, I do need to do that. When I do it, it always is nice when I do it. I'm always grateful to myself for re-listening to myself.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for joining us this week. Be sure to like and support the show by sharing with a friend or joining us on Patreon. And you can buy us a tea or coffee and financially support us. Thank you so much. It's so appreciated.